the assault. So without further ado, I'd like to bring you on some speakers who are going to have an opportunity to speak from the people's voice so that we can hear about the things that were not referenced in the mayor's State of the City address today.
One of the things I want to address is the Q line. A lot of people think of the Q line as public transportation, and it's not. It's a public-private enterprise.
That they want us to pay for it.
We already did pay for it.
That's right.
It cost approximately $140 million, of which $42 million came out of Michigan and Detroit's public coffers. And realize of that $140 million, half of that is the federal government match. So out of 70 million, the city and the state paid 42. Now that's really nice, isn't it? And what do we get for it?
Nothing. All right.
Thank you. And DDOT has a great number of riders, more than any other metropolitan area in Michigan. It has more than the surrounding suburban areas put together on a daily basis. They have a minimum of 100,000 plus riders daily. Right? In a city that doesn't even have a million people, that's more than 10% that ride the bus every day.
Absolutely.
Right? And we talk about things being fixed. I'm going to say this. Yeah, they are getting fixed. It's a slow process. But since government decided to, in the past, dismantle public transportation in Detroit, and now it's coming back. It's slow. It's a slow process.
We heard the mayor talk a bit about affordable housing, and if you know that the median income in the city is somewhere around $26,000, affordable housing at a minimum of $40,000 is not that affordable. And that means that a lot of residents are unable to afford what the city is deeming affordable housing.
Middle of the winter, right? It just snowed last night, right? I just scraped the ice off of my stairs, right? And you telling me that this woman who is trying to get a home in the city, has purchased a home in the city that's been vacant for 6 years, can't get service. So when we talk about homes, we talk about all the utilities that goes into that, right? We talk about water. I didn't hear anything about water. We all mentioned that. We didn't hear nothing about water. It's because it's not ours no more.
All right.
That's because if you want to go see the Riverwalk or just look at the water at night, you're going to be told to get out of the property. Get out of the way. What you doing at night that I can't come see the water? I can't even look at it. You know, I did a little bit of research on renovating homes. I'm in the midst of a class right now. And we think about all the homes that got lead in it, all the homes that got asbestos. And he's talking about knocking these houses down like it's nothing, like this is not going into our air, like this is not affecting our children, like this is not right next to us. Toxic. Exactly. Who has enough money to abate and renovate these homes that was built in the 20s? Who has enough money to do that? Not us. Not us. So we living in lead. They come knock down houses and we breathe in lead. And I heard the narrative of the people who stayed, not the narrative of what the situation was that caused people to leave.
That's right.
Not the narrative of the thing that's still working to kick people out.
That's right.
Wait, you said something about living wages?
I didn't hear anything about a living wage.
Didn't hear nothing about a living wage. How are we supposed to keep up these houses? How are we supposed to make enough to stay in these
Because he
houses?
said Myers $9 an hour.
That ain't no money.
And you gotta pay union fees.
That ain't no
Union
money.
don't even help you.
That ain't no money. That ain't no money. That's why we're making $26,000 a year and not $44,000 a year.
My name is Michelle George. I'm a public health nurse. The thing is, we know a few years ago there were water shutoffs. And a massive water shutoff of thousands of people. The key thing is now we do have a hepatitis A epidemic.
Right.
That is going on. And what you need to know is that with that hepatitis A epidemic, it can come from water shutoff. Sometimes that's where it originates from. We have an issue now. She spoke on demolition and lead, but the incinerator and toxic waste. and I'm concerned about a lot of things too. I didn't know how bad it was until I just read it in the paper. Lila was telling me some things about it. But when you have a city that's predominantly people of color or people of all races who are poor, you're gonna have those issues. One thing about water shutoffs, when people water is shut off, it's dealing with shame. And that breaks my heart. And then when people have shame, they hold that in with the stress. And then you have children, because the first thing you want to do with hygiene is cleanliness, brush your teeth. And when people don't have that, they keep it to themselves, they don't wash their hands, then that's where sickness can come.
My name is Miguel Pope. I'm a part of People's Platform, and I want to talk to you about a really, really important issue, the community benefits ordinance. And I want you to tell me, how would you respond to this? I come to your house, I find out you have a really nice backyard, and I say I'm gonna have a party there. And I ask you, can you give me some money to have the party in your backyard? But guess what? You're not invited. But I want you to help me set up everything for the party, but you're not invited. That's not right, is it? Can you say that? That ain't right.
That ain't right.
That's what we have with the current benefit, Proposal B. Detroit is one of the largest cities, actually it's the only city to have a formal ordinance of this type. That's huge. So one of the things we have to do is we have to make sure that those things that are written in the ordinance are implemented. Can you say, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu?
If you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
If you're not at the table,
You're on the menu.
and that means that there are people making decisions about how you live and what you do, and you have no say-so about it. We have got to get at the table. So 3 things we want to look at to amend it. The ordinance needs to be more inclusive, it needs to be legally enforced, and it needs to make elected officials more accountable.
Okay, before you leave, I need you to know that we're gonna be coming to your community to hold your council person accountable and the mayor accountable. So we wanna come into each council district with a follow-up, where you come and you report what's really happening in the other city. Because we know that there's 2 cities in Detroit. So get ready, get ready, get ready, and watch for the lies and start tweeting the lies right here, right now, so the mayor gets feedback.
It's very clear that there are many issues that the mayor did not address in the state of the city. Let's not make this the end of the conversation. You can still continue to follow the hashtag People's SOTC on social media and keep the conversation going. Keep engaging with the mayor around the issues that you did not find covered in the state of the city today. Thank you again for attending the People's Response to the State of the City.